Welcome back to the Two Man Advantage podcast. I'm here with Darrin and Carlo, and we are talking Honolulu Blue and Silver, and might I add, first place to the end of that.
3-1 Honolulu Blue and Silver.
What do you think of the Detroit Lions, or what did you think of Week 4 in the Meadowlands in New York, where the Lions never go in? They went and took care of business. Give me the details.
In Jersey. Yeah, you know what? I must admit, I was a little bit more concerned with the Tiger game going on at the exact same time. So I had my double screen going. And but when I did watch it between innings, yeah, I liked how they took advantage quickly. They got it there. They frustrated Geno Smith. You know, him being a rookie, second-year player, and that really, that's what you need to do. That's what you have. If you want to be a championship team, you have to beat bad teams, and that's exactly what they did. Matt Stafford looked great. You know what the biggest thing? Golden Tate. My God, he really stepped up with Calvin being
we've talked about that a couple times,
and he
there
was
it is.
Huge.
We were waiting to see it, and there it was.
Well over 100 yards. That really did help.
I think
them.
116 with 8 catches.
You know, and it was great. You know, the defense really stood on its head, especially with all the amount of injuries they have for that secondary, picking off Geno Smith.
Let me stop you right there. Defense. Okay, one more time. Defense. That's how the Detroit Lions won.
Defense.
Now, are we getting blinded by this? Is this not really? Is this a mirage?
Are you saying that is this like a fad?
I'm not sure what to think of it.
Same old Lions defense.
I have never ever seen a defense like this for the Detroit Lions since Benny Blades, Jerry Ball,
Robert Porcher.
That maybe even before him. Just
Luther Ellis.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Is this a mirage?
No.
As Lions fans, should they take a big step back?
You know what?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. This ain't real. This isn't real.
If this is a dream, don't wake me up, because I want to enjoy this.
Is it for real, Darrin?
Should I continue or okay? Take 2. If this is a mirage, you know, Lions fans is like, let's just keep on rolling with it until it blows up in our face, because I really think it comes down to coaching. And Tyrell Austin has this defense playing well and playing smart, disciplined football. And I must admit that, you know, after that whole, you know, thing with Stephen Tulloch injuring, you know, being
discount double check.
Yeah, being done for the season. I'm like, well, there you go. Your number one leading tackler for the past 3-4 years gone. This is going to be the fall of the Lions. No, Tahir Whitehead comes in, steps up, and that's their whole mentality is next man up. And hopefully, you know, they get a little bit more healthier and they can stay healthy, because you're going to need those players coming down the line. But yeah, for the first quarter of the season, you're 3-1. You okay? And
you have a Buffalo Bills team coming in.
The return of the Schwartz.
Right.
Nick will be there. He'll be all.
No, I'll be in New Orleans.
Oh, you mean New Orleans.
So, the Two-Man Advantage will have a little live look, and I'm going to the Superdome. I'm going to check out New Orleans Saints and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But let's stay to the Detroit Lions. Yeah. I think the defense is very, very, very underrated. I think that defensive line is, well, maybe not underrated, but maybe flew under the radar. Maybe let me change that.
Not getting enough respect.
I think that defensive line, people knew they were good, but people haven't seen the output yet. People haven't seen the stats. They hadn't seen Fairley play under a contract year, and Sue play under a contract year, and Ziggy Ansah be healthy, and Jason Jones be healthy, and George Johnson taking that playing time and running with it. Mm-hmm. Tahir Whitehead getting an opportunity. Ashley Palmer playing like he should be there. DeAndre Levy. Let's hit on him. DeAndre Levy is an elite player. Elite.
Without a doubt.
He is one of the best linebackers in the game now. Yep. The Detroit Lions have one of the best one more time. Detroit Lions have one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Rasheed Mathis has played very, very well.
Yep.
We did a couple of podcasts where we talked to fans, kind of giving a response, but them saying, the secondary is not as bad as you think it is. And we agreed with them to a certain extent.
Within reason, yeah.
Rasheed Mathis has played very, very, very well.
Yeah.
Darius Slay, last week or a couple days ago, I was sitting at a local bar here and watching all three because you said you were going back and forth. I was watching the Tiger game, the Bears and Packers game, and the Lions game all at once. It's a lot to take in, but it was awesome. But yeah, so I predicted, I was like, you know what? Darius Slay is very, very, he's due. He's due to make a big play.
He's really matured and is really coming into his own now.
And how fast he was to take that ball and return that ball 35 plus yards afterwards in a matter of seconds is really encouraging for that Lions secondary. So the defense, yes, they are for real, and I want to believe it. So Darrin,
Nick, one thing about that defense, I would say, welcome to the Detroit Lions, James Ahedebo. It's about times that he showed up. He's fully healthy. He caused a fumble on at the Jets, and that's great. That's what you need.
Geno Smith was saying his arm was going forward, but I think it was because of Hedebo's helmet and all that, and he leveled him.
Oh yeah,
and that's same thing with Tahir Whitehead. He had a big hit during the game too, to the point where you went, "Ooh, damn! I didn't want to be that guy," which is good because. What time the Lions started throwing down on defense.
Exactly. And once again, they got to win, but they also have some injury bugs with Joy Bell having a concussion,
which is I think pretty serious.
Which really hurts. So it's
Theoretic got hurt too.
Yeah. Once again, I know that they brought up George Wynn. They signed him from the practice squad.
He looked good during preseason.
So it's
regular season, a whole other beast. So we'll see how he does.
Once again, on the offense, it's next man up. You have a winnable game against Buffalo.
Let me take that and spin that a little bit, though.
Okay.
You said that we lost Bell because of a concussion,
right.
And then I hit on Riddick, and then was assigning Wynn. But let's really look at the big picture. Now Reggie Bush should be getting the ball a lot more.
I know. And if you're a fantasy owner, you must love that like me.
Not even fantasy owners. I mean, just the Detroit Lions fans in general got to be like, listen, this guy wants the ball. This guy is a playmaker.
I understand that, but
maybe is it good for maybe that running back by committee deal to be gone and be like, know what? Bush, go. Let's go. Let's take us there.
You have these two running backs that have different strengths and weaknesses. Like, that's why it was perfect, because Bush has the lightning quick, out in the open field, can make a couple guys miss and all that in his blazing speed. Bell is a grinder. He can get you those tough yards, those third and ones, and at the goal line situation. So hopefully they can, sign someone. Hopefully George Wynn can be that grind 'em kind of player and just to bust it in the end zone when they have it first and goal.
I think Caldwell team in general, I think he's really instilled that in these guys of maybe next man up type deal is kind of sinking in, especially with those linebackers this week was really encouraging. Against the Jets team that you knew they were going to run the ball at you.
Yeah.
So
he definitely brings Caldwell. He brings a maturity to this team that I haven't seen since God knows when. Quickly,
we're going to hit on the Buffalo Bills this week, and then we're going to move on to some MLB wild card and postseason predictions and outlook. So tell me, Buffalo Bills this week, do they take care of business and defend the den?
I think they will, because obviously Buffalo, they're starting Kyle Orton instead of E.J. Manuel.
Who?
Exactly. And if you're a Lions fan,
Rexy?
You should know
she calls Rex Grossman up.
Yeah, what's he doing? Kyle Orton is, he just like any other quarterback. You get pressure on him, and he'll get frazzled. You give him time to stay in that pocket, and he will pick you apart. And so that's the key. If you get pressure on the quarterbacks, Sue and Fairley, really, I want to see, because that offensive line is pretty banged up for Buffalo. So if they can dominate that offensive line, it should be a long day for Mr. Orton.
We talked a week and change ago about the Detroit Lions having that home field advantage, and I mentioned a couple times about how maybe the Packers are going to have a hard time hearing, and maybe the defensive line to be able to get after Rodgers, and sure enough, that's what happened. I think the Lions are really turning Ford Field into a home field advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets loud in there, and it's tough for teams to come in there and play, especially if that offense gets up early.
Oh, absolutely.
If that offense gets up early, then it's field day, pin your ears back, and good luck, Kyle Orton. So I'm going with the Lions this week as well. And then what else is new, right? Nick picks the Lions every week, but it's hard when you're at home against Buffalo. So,
but just one more thing about the fans. You said it's going to be crazy downtown, also because the ALDS game 3
playing across the
will
street.
be at 4:00 or around 3:45. So. It's going to be bumping over.
So all the drunk Lions fans will be walking across the street.
We'll be stumbling from
brush.
one part to another part of the street. Yes.
So, okay, stick with us. We'll be right back, and we'll be talking some MLB playoffs.